Bro, what is going on? Travis, bro, what are you doing? Holy shit, dude. I think he's lost it. Dude, what was all that? What are you doing? Where are you taking all this stuff?
Is Travis Barker the greatest love Kourtney Kardashian ever found? Or the ticking time bomb that could tear her family apart? When their romance first hit the spotlight, it felt like Hollywood had discovered its ultimate fairy tale. A rock star covered in tattoos and the Kardashian sister who once swore off drama. Fans couldn't get enough of the whirlwind PDA, the surprise weddings, the endless declarations of passion. But behind the kisses and curated Instagram posts,
nice.
A healthy relationship adds so much, that's added so much to my life.
cracks began to show. Suddenly, what looked like a dream romance started to look like a warning. Was Travis's impulsive devotion proof of true love?
This race is special. In my hometown where I grew up, being honored with the key to the city. I'm really grateful for it.
Or a red flag everyone ignored? Before the world saw them locked in red carpet kisses and Italian wedding gowns, Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's story started in a place nobody expected. Suburbia. For years, they lived just blocks apart in Calabasas. Their kids knew each other, their families crossed paths at neighborhood events, and Travis was a familiar face around the Kardashian circle long before the tabloids ever caught on. Unlike Kourtney's past boyfriends, who often seemed drawn in by the Kardashian spotlight, Travis was already a legend in his own right. As the drummer of Blink 182,
We were just saying,
Yeah.
you have to teach me how to really play the drums.
You want to try to learn something right now?
Sure.
his career spanned decades and fame wasn't new to him. That's what made their early bond feel different, almost wholesome by Hollywood standards. They weren't chasing attention. They were simply neighbors, friends. Even church companions. But beneath the casual friendship, something deeper was bubbling. By early 2021, whispers turned into headlines. Kourtney Kardashian is dating Travis Barker. And just like that, the quietest Kardashian sister suddenly had the loudest love story in Hollywood. The second their romance went public, it was like striking a match in a room full of gasoline.
Wait.
It would be 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good, babe.
Suddenly, everything exploded. Within days, paparazzi shots of Kourtney and Travis covered every tabloid cover. Instagram feeds were flooded with photos of him gripping her thigh, their lips locked in front of flashing cameras. And then came the move that left fans divided, Travis tattooing Kourtney's name across his chest only weeks into the relationship. To some, it was the ultimate gesture of love, proof that he had finally found the woman he wanted forever. To others, it screamed trouble. Too much, too fast, too reckless. But one thing was clear, this wasn't a slow burn romance.
Why don't you show the little matcha station?
One of my favorite things is like this matcha station over here where I have everything. Cinnamon, I have nutmeg, I have cacao. You know, I can heat up tea really quick. I actually make the best matcha. Way better than
The best.
any matcha place in LA. Alfred's, Cha Cha Matcha. My matcha's there.
It is.
This was an obsession. They traveled constantly, posted endlessly, and drowned out the world with their passion. What started as neighbors turned friends had transformed overnight into Hollywood's most talked about couple, leaving fans and even Kourtney's sisters asking the same question. Was this true love or a storm that would eventually spin out of control? For Travis Barker, love has never been about subtle gestures. It's always been all or nothing. And with Kourtney Kardashian, that intensity went into overdrive.
This race is special. In my hometown where I grew up, being honored with the key to the city. I'm really grateful for it.
Just months into their relationship, they weren't talking about the future. They were living it at full speed. First came the tattoos, then the surprise trips abroad, then the nonstop gifts that screamed devotion. And when most couples would still be figuring things out, Travis and Kourtney decided one wedding wasn't enough. They had 3. A wild Elvis-officiated Vegas ceremony after the Grammys, a quiet legal courthouse affair in Santa Barbara, and then the gothic fairy tale in Italy, lavish, extravagant, and dripping in Dolce and Gabbana style. To fans, it was the ultimate Hollywood love story, larger than life and impossible to ignore. But to insiders, it felt like a warning. When every gesture is bigger than the last, where do you draw the line between passion and pressure? Even Kourtney, who once thrived on privacy and control, seemed swept up in Travis's whirlwind. And while the world cheered their fairy tale, the cracks were already starting to show. The Kardashians know drama better than anyone. But Travis's arrival sent ripples through the family in ways nobody expected. At first, it was eye rolls and sarcastic comments. Kim, always the strategist, couldn't hide her irritation at the nonstop PDA. "We get it, you're in love," she quipped on camera, her tone dripping with annoyance. To Kim, timing and image were everything, and Kourtney's over-the-top love bubble didn't fit the family brand she worked so hard to polish. Khloe, the eternal peacekeeper, tried to play mediator, but even she admitted the tension was growing. Kendall stayed on the sidelines, unsure of how to weigh in, while Kylie quietly leaned toward Kim's perspective for business reasons. For Kourtney, who had built her reputation as the sister who avoided toxic drama, it was a painful shift. Suddenly, her happiness with Travis was being treated like a threat to the family's unity. The couple's kisses weren't just personal moments anymore. They were flashpoints in a brewing Kardashian civil war. If there was one moment that exposed just how deep the cracks had run, it was the Dolce and Gabbana feud. In May 2022, Kourtney and Travis tied the knot in a lavish Italian wedding, styled head to toe by the legendary fashion house. It was dramatic, opulent, and meant to be Kourtney's once-in-a-lifetime spotlight. But only months later, Kim announced her own collaboration with the very same brand, turning what should have been a celebration into a betrayal. On camera, the fight was raw and brutal. "You stole my ___ wedding," Kourtney spat, her voice shaking with rage. Kim didn't back down. "It's not about you, it's business, get over it." That wasn't just a sisterly spat, it was a full-blown fracture. Love versus branding, personal happiness versus empire control. For the first time, viewers saw the Kardashian machine eat itself alive. And in the middle of it all stood Travis, the man whose impulsive love had inspired the fairy tale wedding and ignited the war that followed. When the Dolce and Gabbana feud aired on the Kardashians, it didn't just stay on TV. It detonated across the internet. Twitter, now rebranded as X, became a battlefield. Hashtags like #TeamKourtney and #TeamKim trended for weeks as fans picked sides. TikTok creators reenacted the sisters' fight with dramatic eye rolls and over-the-top edits, while meme accounts compared the Dolce feud to a Game of Thrones war for the crown. Suddenly, this wasn't just reality TV. It was a fan-driven spectacle. Some praised Kourtney for standing her ground, saying she was finally choosing love over business. Others dragged her as delusional, claiming Kim was the backbone of the empire and Kourtney was blinded by Travis's intensity. Even celebrities and influencers dropped cryptic hints about which side they were on, fueling the fire further. Every kiss, every glare, every sarcastic one-liner was dissected, remixed, and turned viral. For the first time in years, Kardashian drama didn't just entertain, it divided pop culture. And at the center of the storm, Travis's impulsive devotion to Kourtney became both the symbol of her rebellion and the wedge splitting her family apart. No matter how far Kourtney moved on, the ghost of Scott Disick lingered in the background. Fans couldn't resist the comparisons. With Scott, Kourtney endured years of breakups, makeups, and public meltdowns, chaos that became a running storyline on the show. With Travis, she finally had a man who worshipped her openly, a partner who tattooed his devotion onto his skin and staged grand gestures for the world to see. To many, it looked like an upgrade, from toxic to tattooed. Memes lit up social media painting Travis as the opposite of Scott, the reckless party boy replaced by the all-or-nothing romantic. But not everyone saw it as progress. Critics argued that Scott's instability had simply been replaced by Travis's intensity. Instead of finding balance, Kourtney had traded one extreme for another. And while Scott himself stayed quiet in the feud, his presence hung heavy in fan debates. Was Travis the antidote to years of heartbreak, or just another version of excess dressed up as passion? In the end, the real question isn't whether Kourtney and Travis are in love, because that much is obvious. The question is what that love has cost. Travis's impulsive, all-or-nothing devotion gave Kourtney the romance she had craved for years, but it also disrupted the fragile balance of the Kardashian empire. Kim sees herself as the protector of the family brand, while Kourtney insists she's protecting her happiness. Khloe struggles to mediate, Kendall stays quiet, and Kylie chooses her alliances carefully. Meanwhile, fans remain split down the middle, some praising Kourtney for choosing passion over business, others accusing her of abandoning the family for a love bubble that burns too bright. And through it all, Travis stands at the center. The spark, the storm, and possibly the wedge that could leave scars no amount of public image repair can hide. So the bigger question lingers. Did Kourtney finally find the love she deserved? Or has Travis's impulsive energy set the stage for the Kardashian family's most permanent fracture yet? The Kardashian empire has always thrived on spectacle, but Kourtney and Travis turned that spotlight into something raw and unpredictable. From neighborly friendship to whirlwind romance, from impulsive tattoos to a 3-wedding marathon, their love story has rewritten the script of what fans expect from Hollywood royalty. But with that passion came a price. Sisterly bonds fractured, family loyalty questioned, and fans split into warring camps online. For Kourtney, the choice seems simple: love over business, happiness over image. For Kim, it's empire over everything. And right in the middle stands Travis Barker, the man whose heart races faster than the cameras can capture. So here's the question only time can answer. Will this all-consuming love cement Kourtney's happiness? Or will it be remembered as the storm that finally tore the Kardashian dynasty apart? Now it's your turn. What do you think? Is Travis the soulmate who gave Kourtney the love she always deserved, or the wedge that could leave the Kardashian sisterhood broken forever? Drop your take in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe so you don't miss the next twist in this Hollywood saga. Because one thing's for sure, the Kardashian drama never ends.